Hey guys, I had time to film another video, and I know I'm not going to make a book review for this book, but I feel like it's a book that it's not getting enough, it's not getting talked about enough in the book community. And if you're like me, if you like history, I thought maybe I'd share this with you if you are interested in history. Especially if you've seen my video review of White Trash, and well, let's just talk about it. I intended to originally read this for Black History Month. Of course, it's not Black History Month any longer, but I still wanted to read it at least this year. So I detoured from my independent horror queue of books that I have sent to me by authors to read. I will get back to that as soon as I finish this. But this is a book, like I said, I wanted to read this for Black History Month. It's The Accident of Color, A Story of Race and Reconstruction. Now, I find this to be very interesting because here is a lost history, a history that's not talked about too much in present day America. It's just not really talked about. The whole idea of mixed racing, like back then, was kind of more different than it is today. It was kind of like, let's just say there's a lot. I mean, we can't think of like interracial as being a modern thing because it's not really. I mean, it's really, there's a lot of concepts like the fact the civil rights is not a new thing either. And I know, like, before I read this, I thought, oh, civil rights, that's from the 60s. But no, civil rights was something that was going on before the Civil War, and immediately after the Civil War, civil rights was really booming in the South. And, we all think of, Rosa Parks being the lady who sat on the bus in the seat where she wasn't supposed to sit. But before her, there was another lady who sat on a streetcar. And, like, I didn't even realize that streetcars were something, like, back in the day, too. Like, in the late 1800s, they had street trolley cars. But then again, that just shows my ignorance that I didn't know and I wasn't aware of these things. But there are these people that are called Creoles. Like, I've heard the term Creole before, but the fact that there would be some people who are just white, they could be pale white, but yeah, according to the one drop rule that they had back in the day, they would be considered black. And that's another thing that kind of like really shines the light on. There may be a lot of white people today. You might have African ancestry and not even realize it. You may not know unless you take one of those DNA tests. And so I found that to be kind of interesting. It does make a lot of good points. Like, I didn't know there was such a thing as a quadroon ball. Like these plantation owners would impregnate, like they're African slaves, and then the kids that they had with them, they would be considered, they'd let them go free, so these would be like the free African Americans. And and especially in New Orleans, I guess these people were like, they were really educated. They had a certain rights that other African Americans didn't have and stuff like that. Really interesting read. I'm learning a lot of different things, and like I said, this is a part of history that not many people are aware of and don't really talk about. So that's why I wanted to share it with you guys, because I did find it interesting. I'm not gonna do a review of it, because to be honest with you, while I do find it interesting, I'm like halfway through with it, and I think it's an okay book. At this point in the game, I think I'm going to rate this 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, it had a great start. I mean, I was going to think at first it was going to be a 4-star book, but it kind of drags on. The writing style is not that great. It's just kind of average, and It's kind of ho-hum, and like that's what you kind of expect from a lot of history books. And I think that's why some people tend to stay away from nonfiction history books for that reason. I can't imagine it's a very easy task to write a nonfiction book, especially about history. So yeah, it's pretty average. I know it doesn't have many ratings and reviews, so that's why I was like, I think this is a key book. It's like I said, it's an important part of history and a side of history that's not really talked about. That's why I wanted to talk about it. Of course, as always, I will have a link to Amazon for those of you in the U.S. if you want to check this out. I can't imagine like too many people watching this video because, like I said, this it's history, and there aren't too many people talking about this book. But I wanted to change that. And of course, I will have the link for Book Depository. If you came here looking for more book recommendations and book reviews, hit the subscriber button like I always say, and hit the notification bell so you're well aware of when I upload again. I'm probably not going to upload this on a weekend because I know it's not going to be something, it's not trending, it's not something that people are going to be seeking out. But it's here if you come across it and you want to check out that book. There's my thoughts, and I just want to talk about it so people are aware of it if you did not know about it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this has been Dan.